Hello guys, let's discuss today's set of questions. The first one's on the Wimbledon women's singles title winner. That is Elena Rybakina. Okay, we're going to discuss all those winners Wimbledon 2022. As you know, the Wimbledon 2022 championship was held at Wimbledon, London actually. This is considered to be the most prestigious Grand Slam event. There are 4 Grand Slam events in the world of tennis. You have the Australian Open, the French Open, followed by the Wimbledon and the US Open. So the year typically starts with the Australian Open, then the second it's followed by the French Open. Then we have Wimbledon sometime in June, July, and in the end we have around sometime in September, I guess. Sometime in September there is this Australian Open. So this is the women's singles winner. She's from Kazakhstan. But before we go further, we discuss. I just want to tell you that you see this symbol here. You see this symbol of Adidas. It is called the mountain. It's called the mountain. That's the name of the symbol. The logo of Adidas is mountain, and the name Adidas stands for the guy who founded this company, Adolf Dassler. Adi, the nickname of Adolf, Das, the surname, the first 3 letters of the surname, Dassler. Okay, that's how the name comes. It's not what many people say, all day I dream of sports and everything. In any case, I just wanted to bring you this particular part. So here's the notes on Wimbledon 2022. So you please write Wimbledon 2022. Okay, and below that, men's. In the case of men's and women's singles, we will take the names of both the winner and the runner-up. Fair. So let's start with men's winner. Men's winner. Men's singles winner. Singles winner. Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic, as you would know, is from Serbia. Currently is world number 7. That's winner. And runner-up, Nick Kyrgios, is from Australia. Okay, Nick Kyrgios. So that's captures the information concerning the singles championship. Men's singles championship. The winner was current world number 7 and former world number 1 Novak Djokovic of Serbia, who defeated Nick Kyrgios in the final. Now we have the women's singles winner in choice number 3. Women's singles winner Elena Rybakina. She is from Kazakhstan. That's the name of the country. Runner-up, Ons Jabeur. She is from Tunisia. The winner, Elena, defeated Ons in the final. Fair. So that pretty much captures. See, Tunisia is the northernmost country in Africa. It's a pretty tiny country, but it is the northernmost country in Africa. Now, men's doubles winners. We'll write the names of only winners, no runners up. So men's doubles winners. Okay. Matthew Ebden. And Mike Purcell. Okay, Mike Purcell or Max Purcell. 2 ways of writing. Many places I found both. Max. So you can just go with Max Purcell. Max Purcell and Matthew Ebden are both from Australia. They are from Australia. See, there is a variant, of this spelling. You could also write with a double T. No harm. Absolutely no harm. Fair. That's the winners. and sorry, the winners, and then let's look at the women's singles winner, doubles winners. Women's doubles winners: Barbara Krejcikova and Katerina Siniakova. Those are the names of the women's doubles winners: Barbara Krejcikova and Katerina Siniakova. Both are from the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic. As you know, this is in Africa. No, this is in Europe, center of Europe, heart of Europe. Okay. Then I think this should be fine. Or should we write mixed doubles also? Chalo, let's write mixed doubles. Mixed doubles winners: Neil Skupski. Neil Skupski of UK or Great Britain. Neil Skupski of UK. And Desiree, what's her name? Krozik. Sometimes, tough names don't come very easily. She's from the US. Desiree Krozik. That pretty much captures our note on Wimbledon Championship 2022. We've taken the names of the men's singles and runners-up, men's singles winner and runner-up. We've also taken something similar in the case of women's singles, and the names of the men's doubles winners, the names of the women's doubles winners, and the names of the mixed doubles winners. So we got all the stuff. As per the Department for Promotion of Internal Trade and Investments, Department for Promotion of Investments and Internal Trade, which state has a maximum number of government recognized startups? Maharashtra has them. See, in the previous session we looked at Department for the Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade has maximum of has today 73,000 startups in India. 73,000 startups. Okay, the highest number of startups are in Maharashtra, around 13,000. K, as you know, is kilo is 1,000. 13,000. Second is Karnataka, 8.9K, make it 9K, no harm, 8,900K. And Delhi is not mentioned. Number 3 is Delhi, 4.9K. No. Slightly less than this, 8.7. Slightly less than Karnataka, so 8.7. 8,700 startups have been started in Delhi. So state-wise, the leader is Maharashtra, but sector-wise, number 1 is information technology, 11,000 startups. 11,000 startups. No, 11,000. Yeah, some says 11,000, but if you add the ITES, it comes to 11,000. Otherwise, it's 9,000. We'll remove ITES. Information technology, 9. Yeah. Then healthcare, 7,000. It's actually 6,900. Let's make it 7,000. 3, education, 5K. 4,900. We'll make it 5,000. So 9K, 7K, 5K in the first 3, ranked sectors: information technology, healthcare, and education. Okay. These 73,000 startups have provided employment to a little over 7 lakh people. 7 lakh people. So we need to budget for the fact that startups are doing a great job. But you also have to look at it this way, that a lot of people are not as skilled as they believe they are. So the government of India is providing them with skill training. At the same time, a lot of people are also going for higher education or supplement, vocational training or some basic or specific courses which would help them gain certain kinds of skills. The Karchi festival, a week-long traditional offering to prayer to 14 gods and goddesses, it should be goddesses, was celebrated recently in Tripura. It is around this time it's celebrated, and it's about Mother Goddess, Goddess Earth. So Tripura is a beautiful place, one of my most favorite places in India, and Tripura's capital is Agartala. Agartala. Normally we take the names of chief ministers. Today we'll take the names of only capitals for a change. Mizoram, Aizawl. Manipur, Imphal. Meghalaya, the beautiful Shillong. Okay, Sikkim's Gangtok. See, the names of the chief ministers are easy to remember. Prem Singh Tamang in Sikkim, Manipur, you have, Biren Singh, Zoramthanga in Mizoram, Conrad Sangma in Meghalaya. So it's easy, these are easy to remember, but not everywhere will take the names of the chief ministers and other leaders. Okay? Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and Safran Helicopter Engines recently signed an agreement to create a new joint venture intended to develop helicopter engines. Safran is from France. It's from France. In France there is a place called Borders. In France, Borders, France. You could write this. Borders, France. Okay. And the name of the guy who runs this company is Bruno Even. Bruno Even. So the global head office of Safran is in the town of Borders in southwest France. And the CEO of this company is Bruno Even. Bruno Even. Okay. HAL is a company that makes the Tejas, light combat aircraft. It also makes Dhruv, which is an advanced light helicopter. Shinzo Abe, who was assassinated recently, served as the Prime Minister of Japan. It was a tragic thing. I followed it very closely. I mean, from the moment the news broke on, major television channels, major news channels, that Shinzo Abe has been shot. From the moment for about 5.5 hours, after which he was, for about 5.5 hours when he was declared dead, I followed that, and it was a very tragic thing. So, in any case, who is the current Prime Minister of Japan? Fumio Kishida. Fumio Kishida. The king of Japan is Naruhito, Emperor Naruhito. Emperor Naruhito. Emperor Naruhito and Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. North Korea, you all know the name is Kim Jong-un. He does not call himself president. He calls himself leader. So he is a leader of North Korea. So who is the president? Well, the president is his dead father. His father, Kim Jong-il, died in 2011. Okay, he ruled North Korea between. See, this is Kim Jong-il. Kim Jong-il ruled between 1994 and 2011. Before him, there was a guy called Il-sung, Kim Il-sung, who ruled between 1948 to 1994. Okay, so Kim, they say this is the Kim family. This is the Kim family. So Il-sung ruled between 48 and 94. 48 is the time the country was founded as a communist country. till his death in 94. He ran the country with an iron fist. Okay. He was succeeded by his son Jong Il, Kim Jong Il, who was around, who was there for about you could say close to 18, 16 years. And after he died, his son Jong Un said, "I shall not become the president. My father will be the president for life." The father is dead, but he is the president for life. Okay, so he is a leader of North Korea. Okay, from there you could look at Vietnam. Vietnam recently purchased BrahMos missiles from India, just like Philippines, and the prime minister is Vinh Xuan Phuc. Vinh Xuan Phuc. Okay. Taiwan, Tsai Ing-wen. She is a pro-independence president of Taiwan, and she says we don't want to become a part of China. But China says Taiwan is a part of our country. Sooner or later, Taiwan will become the 23rd province of China. But Tsai Ing-wen says, no, it's not going to happen. And you know what? She's a PhD from the London School of Economics. Highly educated. Very brave woman. South Korea, the president is Yoon Seol. There are multiple variant spellings, like Tsai Ing-wen is written with a in a very different way also. Like this one is pronounced Vin. In Vietnamese it's pronounced Vin, but in the West it's pronounced Nguyen. I mean, different things, different spellings. Like you see, you have the name of Mao. We all have heard of Mao. Mao Zedong is a popular spelling. In some books, you will find the name, the spelling to be Mao Zedong. Similarly, Seol Yun Yuk. Yeah, you will find K also. I have seen because I read extensively. I read local newspapers. I mean, not in their language, but of course, the English versions. Okay. Yeah. Weird world we live in. As per a World Population Prospects 2022 report, by which year is India projected to surpass China as the world's most populous country? Well, very much on the cards now. I went through the entire report and I took some print copies also. Just the introduction, key messages. And before I read some of these messages, I would like to tell you that as of today, our population is something like 135 crores and China is about 140 crore. The report says that no, India is going to go past China in the next 1 year or so, because our population will be more than that of China's population. And historically, China has undercounted. That's a discussion we may have some other time. I would like to have such a discussion, but that's time permitting. Now, the world's most populous countries, top 5 would be 1, China as of today. Okay. 2, India. 3, US. 4, Indonesia. Indonesia's population is about 26.6 crore. 5, Pakistan. Till about 2 years back, it was Brazil, which was in the 5th place. Now Pakistan's overtaken Brazil. Okay. Yeah. So, this report is fascinating. When I read this, they give you a lot of, if we would read this will give you a lot of information. Like I will read a few ideas. The world's population is projected to reach 8 billion on 15th November 2022. So sometime this year, sometime this year, the world population will be 800 crore. 1 billion is 100 crore. Oh, so, okay, guys. Yeah. Now, this is projected to increase to 970 crore by 2050. 2050. That's what these numbers say. Okay. And it will be like 1040 crore by 2100. See, this is quite far, very, very far. So let's ignore that 1040 crore. Okay. But from 800 crore today to 970 crores in about 20-25 years, these are all guesstimates. By 2050 or 2047, you never know. Okay, so I'll just go with some numbers. Now, it also says, why will the population keep rising? The population keeps rising because the average fertility of the world's population stood at 2.3 births per woman. Now, this is called TFR. What is TFR? TFR is the total fertility rate. That is the number of children a woman would have during her lifetime, especially during the fertile period. So, from the time of the first menses, and typically people say menopause, whatever. See, these are all medical things. Okay, from this time, woman, is said to be fertile, and at that time, during this time, the number of children she would have. Some other demographers say that no, we should look at the entire lifetime. We should not just look at the menstrual period, but we should also look at the entire lifetime. So if we take the entire lifetime, the number of children a woman would have during a lifetime is called total fertility rate. Okay, so in 1950 it used to be 5 children per woman in 1950. It's now come to 2.3. It's now come to 2.3 births per woman over a lifetime, and it is believed that by 2050 it will come down to 2.1. So from 5 in 1950 to 2.3 now, and then it will go down to 2.1 in another 3 decades. Let's say another 3 decades. So data like this can help you a lot. See, at the same time, it also means that the higher the fertility population is a function of the fertility of the total fertility, total fertility rate. It's also a function of another thing, it's also a function of healthcare for me. So number of children that survive. Okay, and earlier a lot of children would die because of a lack of access to healthcare and all. Before they would turn 5, they would die. A lot of children would die. Now that's not happening that often, which is a good thing. Yeah, good that our children survive basically this crucial period because of improved access to healthcare. It's not that healthcare has improved; it is access has improved. Yeah, you could also say that healthcare also has improved to some extent, but the access has improved that much better, that much more. Okay. So, it says that sustained high fertility and rapid population growth present challenges to the achievements of sustainable development. That's another story. Okay. Now, it also says here that India is projected to surpass China by 2023. And which countries have the fastest population growth rates? Low income countries or least developed countries. There are 46 least developed countries like Somalia. You have Rwanda, Central African Republic, you have Niger, Chad. This is called LDC, least developed countries. The 46 least developed countries are among the world's fastest growing. That is in terms of population. This is the exact phrase. Among the world's fastest growing. So this is very, very important. At the same time, there is one more thing here. It says the share of older persons, that is above 65 and above, is projected to rise to 16%. As of today, 10% of the world's population is 65 and above. Okay, whereas it's likely to increase to 16% in 2050. That will be a function of one major thing: improved life expectancy. Now, how much was life expectancy a few years back? See, in 1990, life expectancy was about 64 years. 1990, life expectancy at birth was 64 years. Okay, while now it is 73 years. I'm taking round figures, 73 years as of today, and it is likely to be 77 years in 2050. So from 64 to 73, yeah, 64 in some 10 years back. Okay, 10 years back, 64 years. Now it is 73, and by 2050, another 30 years, it will be like, it's likely to be something like 77 years. So access to improved improved access to healthcare, that's one. Two, what to say, quality of nutrition is also changing. Yeah, it's at the same time, it's true that people in the past would die much earlier because they have lack of access to food. The incidence of hunger has gone down. That's one of the reasons why population is rising. Okay, so see, when at times I say that sitting in 2022, I say by 2030, that is in another 3 decades. I know it's 28 years, but when I say another 3 decades, these are numbers. It could be 2052, 2050, hardly matters. Okay, and these are all guesses. You don't know what might happen. Massive plague, yeah, or there is a prolonged peace, prolonged time of peace, prolonged time of prosperity, which could change the way the demographics work. So you never know how things might change. Okay, there are some countries where the population is actually falling. Switzerland, Denmark, you have Japan, Germany, Moldova, Russia. In almost all of these countries, population rate populations are falling. They are falling for multiplicity of reasons, but let's not get there. But in some countries, population rates are rising, and they are rising especially in those countries that are least developed. Okay, so with an aim to eliminate TB in India by 2025, which ministry recently signed an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Panchayati Raj Ministry. So why don't you write this? Panchayati Raj Ministry plus Rural Development Ministry. There are two ministries, okay, held by the same person. Giriraj Singh holds two important ministries. The portfolios, holds two important ministries in his portfolio. One is the Rural Development Ministry, and the second is the Panchayati Raj Ministry. If you look at choices 1 and 2, they are both run by the same person, Nirmala Sitharaman. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar Subramaniam, or Subramaniam Jaishankar. What about Labor and Employment Ministry? It is headed by a person who also heads another ministry. So Labor and Employment Ministry plus Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The guy's name is Bhupender Yadav. Okay, yeah. Bhupender Yadav. So I guess we got all. So this, don't get confused. Bhupender Yadav is different from Bhupendra Patel. Okay, Bhupendra Patel is is the Chief Minister of Gujarat, and Bhupendra Yadav holds two major ministries: Labor and Employment Ministry plus Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay. Singalila National Park has launched a program to release about 20 red pandas over 5 years. This park is in West Bengal. It's on the border with Sikkim. The northern part of the park is bordered by Sikkim. Okay, so if you want to write Singalila, Darjeeling, it's in Darjeeling. Okay, declared national park in 1992. Declared national park in 1992. Where? Now I want you to become familiar with something else. You see this there? You see this thin stretch of land here? Yeah? I'll just draw a better line. You see this here? This is called the Siliguri corridor. You could write this Siliguri corridor, or chicken's neck. Chicken's neck is very vulnerable. Chicken's neck. You could write connects India, connects Northeast India, connects Northeast India with other parts of India, with other parts of India. Plus, you can also write, at its narrowest, it is 22 kilometers wide. That's it, 22 kilometers wide. 22 kilometers wide. Right? So why don't we look at the choices? Sikkim, you could write the name one national park here. Khang, you would have heard of the, what is this, Kanchenjunga. The local name is slightly different. What is this? Yeah, Kanchenjunga. Kanchenjunga, also called Kanchenjunga National Park. Assam is home to Kaziranga, Manas, plenty of them, but I'll give you the name of one that is in news. Orang National Park, previously called Rajiv Gandhi National Park. Previously called Rajiv Gandhi National Park. The people here, local people, protested. Why should you call it Rajiv Gandhi, and what has Rajiv Gandhi done with here? So they said they raised uncomfortable questions. So the government later changed the name to reflect the local tribe, local ethnic group, Orang. Okay. So West Bengal, this is Sundarban. This is Sundarban. West Bengal and Bangladesh. Sundarban. Uttarakhand, Corbett National Park. India's first national park. India's first national park. 1936. Previously called Haley National Park. Haley National Park. Arunachal Pradesh. Namdapa. Namdapa. Easternmost National Park of India. Easternmost National Park of India. Namdapa National Park. Okay, chaliye. Which is the first state in India to have 13 expressways with a total length of 3,200 kilometers? That's Uttar Pradesh. Oh, they have plenty of national highways. See, this is an image of the Bundelkhand Road Expressway. Amazing it looks, na? I mean, it looks very, very different. So, I think there is barely anything for me to discuss here. Who is the National Highway Surface? You could write this. Minister of National Highways and Roadways. What's his name? Nitin Gadkari. Nitin Gadkari. Who received an in-principle approval from the Reserve Bank of India for payment aggregator license? All of them. So what's a payment aggregator? Please write this. Payment aggregator. Third party. Right. Third party that manages and processes online merchants online transactions with consumers. Example: bill desk, CC Avenue. So they help you pay. I mean, they facilitate payments. That's it. Okay. Jose, not Jose, Jose Eduardo dos Santos, who ruled Africa's second biggest oil producer for nearly 4 decades, passed away recently. He was a former president of Angola. This is Angola. Yeah, this is Angola. So, what would you want to know about these countries? Chalo, I'll give you the names of the leaders. Angola, the capitals are mentioned there. Angola's president is João Lourenço. Sudan, Abdullah Hamdok. Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan. Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. This is Nigeria, a very large country. In green hues here, this is large Nigeria. Africa's most populous country. North is Christian, north is Muslim, south is Christian. Yeah. So, was Kenya. Kenya's leader is Uhuru Kenyatta. That's it. India is the 68th country to join Interpol's child sexual exploitation database, which will allow it to draw links between victims, abusers, and crime scene using audio-visual data. The headquarters of Interpol is in France. This one, Lyon, Paris. Lyon is south of Paris. It's quite far from Paris, of course. Interpol, the full form is International Criminal Police Organization. International Criminal Police Organization. Criminal Police Organization. Next. Head office is in Lyon, France. And the secretary or the president of Interpol is Ahmed Nasser Al-Raisi, UAE, is from the United Arab Emirates. Okay, chalo. What in Switzerland. Bern is what is called the de facto capital of Switzerland. There is Switzerland doesn't have a capital. Two countries don't have a capital. One is Switzerland, the other is Nauru. Both of these two countries do not have capitals of capitals. But what they have taken is where the government sits. Constitutionally speaking, there is no capital city in these countries. That is Switzerland, in Switzerland and in Nauru, Nauru. It's in a passive question. But where the government sits has been taken to be the de facto capital of these countries. So the government of Switzerland sits in Bern. By the way, Switzerland has a 7-member federal council. 7-member federal council, where you would find that each member, generally each member, takes a turn on an annual basis to become the president of the country. The current president of Switzerland is Ignacio Kasich. Kasich. It is SS. Ignacio, you could also write with a Z, no harm. Ignacio Kasich, Switzerland president. New York, United Nations Organization. United Nations. Frankfurt, European Central Bank. London. What will you write? There are plenty of organizations. Just leave it out. Okay. Yeah. The first ever artificial intelligence in defense exhibition and symposium was held in Dash on July 11, 2022, Delhi. Okay, one organization in each of these places I'll tell you. Lucknow, Central Institute of Aromatic Plants. Central Institute of Medical and Aromatic Plants. Okay. Bengaluru, Raman Research Institute. You could also write ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. Then there's the Indian Institute of Science. Hyderabad, Indian Institute of Chemical Technology. Chennai, Structural Engineering Research Institute. Okay. Serbian tennis star Novak Djokovic defeated Nick Kyrgios to win his 7th Wimbledon and 21 Grand Slam titles. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a world record. He has won the most number of Grand Slam tournaments, 21. Okay. At the same time, his career earnings are $158 million, highest ever. For a record 373 weeks, he was ranked world number 1, which is again a world record. His career earnings of $158 million are a world record. I'm talking of tennis world record. 373 weeks he has spent at the very top, and that's a world record. Okay. So the duo of Jyoti Sureka Venom and Abhishek Verma bagged a bronze medal, which was also India's first ever medal at the World Games 2022 in Birmingham, Alabama. The state of Alabama, USA. They're associated with archery. You could write this title: World Games 2022. Birmingham, Odisha. Yeah. See, today I was discussing with my friend. When I said Birmingham, he said Berhampur. You may wonder what is the link. There is no link. We are playing a game where one letter starts with B the first letter, So Birmingham, Berhampur, and where is Berhampur? Berhampur is in Odisha. So then I said he said Odisha, then I said Orlando. Yeah. So one way of remembering things is to add varied elements together and fuse them. Okay. Like, see, I'll tell you how I remember this. Birmingham, Alabama. When you say Birmingham, there is a Birmingham in UK. There is a Birmingham in UK, United Kingdom. Birmingham is one of the major centers of textiles. Alabama is an American state which has the longest constitution in the world. The longest constitution of any country, any state is in Alabama. Yes, both state and country, Alabama. Okay? So it has the longest constitution ever. So for me, Berhampur makes sense to remember Birmingham. But when I say Birmingham, there is another Birmingham that comes to my mind. And when I say Alabama, this comes to my mind. Okay, in the constitution part. So you should be able to relate one thing to another very fast, my friends. Very fast. It would take some time, but you should make an effort. Now you may wonder, what are these world games about? The world games are for those sports, you could write, are for those sports or events associated within those sports or events within those sports that were not contested at the Olympic Games. There are some games that are not contested in the Olympic Games, and there are within some games, some parts of some games which are not contested. So all these are contested in the world games. Okay. So, good, right? World games. Meant for sports or events within sports that are not contested in the Olympic Games. Next, that is the title basically. And next one, top medals winner. One, US. US was a host. I'm sorry. Germany. I'm extremely sorry, my friends. Germany was the number one. US came second. And this is a very major thing for the US to have come second. Okay. Germany came first. Germany took 24 golds for a total of 47 medals. Germany took 24 golds for a total of 47 medals. Second was the United States, 16 golds and what is that? 1644. That's how I remember it. Then Ukraine. Ukraine 1645. Now you may wonder, Bharat, today you seem to be out of sorts. It's written 1644, US you put the second place, but Ukraine with the same number of gold medals but overall of a little higher than the US, you put in the third place. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what is not said is this. While the US and Ukraine has had 16 golds, and even though Ukraine has won more overall medals, you need to then look at the silver medals. Where US had 18 silver medals while Ukraine had 12 silver medals. So if there is a tie in the case of gold medals, then they look at the silver medals next. So if the gold and the silver medals are the same, then they look at the bronze medals. Okay, yeah. So in this case, US won 18 silvers and Ukraine won 12 silvers. So that's the reason why we put US in the second place. Okay, and what was India's rank? Abhishek Verma and Surekha Venom won a bronze medal. So India's rank was 70 in the podium. 70 was the last rank. There were another three countries. Last four countries were ranked in the 7th place. We won one bronze for a total of one medal. Of course, one bronze, one medal. Okay, no golds, no silvers, but yeah, one bronze. Chalo, it's a beginning. It's always a good beginning. Who among the following persons won the 2022 Austrian Grand Prix? Austria is a country in the heart of, what is this? The heart of, just a second. The heart of Europe. A while ago we mentioned Czech Republic. Slightly below Czech Republic you would find Austria. Okay, and Charles Leclerc won the Austrian Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, he belongs to a country called Monaco, which is a tiny country. Monaco, he belongs to Monaco, and he drives for Team Ferrari. Team Ferrari. Okay. Now I'll tell you a little more before I look at the jersey of this guy. Monaco has a area of 2.1 square kilometers, 2.1 square kilometers, which makes it the second smallest country in the world. But its population is about 38,000, which makes it the most densely populated country in the world. The most densely populated country in the world would be Monaco, because 38,000 people are squeezed into 2.1 square kilometers. That gives it a density of 19,000 square kilometers. Okay, and let's look at this. Is the Ferrari logo, isn't it? This is the Ferrari logo. You know, Ferrari's logo is called prancing horse. आप जो उस घोड़े को देख रहे हैं, you look at the horse. It's called the prancing horse. That's the name of the logo. Prancing horse. Ferrari is owned by a company called Fiat, which in turn is owned by another company called Stellantis. Stellantis. Okay. When it's a Fiat, Fiat is Fabbrica Italiano Automobili Torino. Yeah, my childhood quiz shows. Yeah. Fabbrica Italiano Automobili Torino. You don't need this for your exam, so I'm not giving the full form. So Fiat is owned by Stellantis, and Ferrari was at one time a division of Fiat. So Ferrari and Fiat are both owned by Stellantis. You must be familiar with Jeep, Jeep. Jeep is owned by, Stellantis. Alfa Romeo, Stellantis. Yeah. So you see, this is the Puma logo, isn't it? This is called the jumping cat. The jumping cat logo of Puma. Puma is a kind of mountain cat. So ये देखिए, United Parcel Service, UPS. Yes. Name is very different. Na? United Parcel Service sounds like a gully corner ka, dukan. But remember, it's one of the two largest logistics companies in the world. Your FedEx. FedEx's biggest rival is UPS. This is the logo of probably the world's biggest oil company, Shell. Royal Dutch Shell. Okay. So let me take it further on this. Just to give you some dope on this, just little, okay. There were two brothers. See, I mentioned Adidas a while ago. In the very beginning, we mentioned Adidas when we were discussing the jersey and the cap of the coat and the jacket and the cap of Elina Rybakina. Adidas and Puma were started by two brothers. Okay, like I'll tell you, there were two brothers, Adolf and Rudolf. Their surname was Dassler. In the 1920s in Germany, they started a company called Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory. The company did well, but unfortunately differences arose between the brothers and they went their separate ways. Okay, so Adolf started Adidas. He named it after himself. Das, Addy, his nickname. Rudolf started Ruda, Rudolf Dassler. Ruda later became Puma. Okay, see, it took me 10 seconds to tell you this. That's it, nothing else. They are both headquartered in the same town, even today. Herzogenaurach, you don't require that. So in Germany, they are headquartered. Okay, learn, my dear. Learning is a key to happiness in life. Okay, I'm sure you will learn. James Webb Space Telescope recently released the clearest image to date of the early universe, going back 13 billion years. The telescope is a work of all of these: NASA, ESA, European Space Agency, Canadian Space Agency, CSA. Okay, I want you to write a little about James Webb Space Telescope. Please write this. Yeah. Right. One, named after James Webb. You write that, James Webb, comma, NASA administrator. ISRO has a chairperson, yeah, chairperson or chairman. NASA does not have a chairman; they have an administrator, the head. NASA administrator between 1961 and 68. 1961 and 68. This is a crucial time during which NASA launched the Apollo program, the Mercury program, the Gemini program. Yeah. So next, conducts infrared astronomy. Conducts infrared astronomy. Next, largest optical telescope. Largest optical telescope in space. In space. This photo that you see has a name. It's called Webb's First Deep Field. Webb's First Deep Field. Okay, you could write this. First photograph is called Webb's First Deep Field dash of a galaxy cluster. Cluster means group of something. Of a galaxy cluster 4.6 light years away. 4.6 billion, not 4.6 light, 4.6 billion light years away from Earth. 4.6 billion light years away from Earth. Some of these galaxies are said to be 13 billion years old at the time the universe was born. You see, one particular picture has multiple galaxies. See, these are all galaxies. This is a galaxy, this is a galaxy, this is a star. You see, this is a galaxy. Yeah, they're all galaxies. Got it? The galaxy. So multiple galaxies you can see. This is a galaxy. Another one here. They're all galaxies. And see, people are arrogant. People are arrogant that look, jante ho main kaun hu? Do you know who I am? People have always have this arrogance. Yeah? And look at where are we in the universe? We are nowhere. Not even a speck. Forget about speck. Not even atom. Yeah? Forget atom. The quark, the boson, the smallest of the small particles, we are not even, bigger than those. Yet people are arrogant. When you look up the sky, you wonder, where are we? Yeah? I always say you should not be arrogant about what you know. There's so much more to know. We practically know nothing. Yeah. Prominent archaeologist, historian and former Director General of the Bangladesh National Museum, Dr. Inamul Haq, passed away recently. He was recipient of Padma Shri, Kushe Padak, Swadhinta Padak, all of them. So I'm not going to discuss this. 94-year-old Bhagwani Devi Dagar from India won the gold medal in the 100-meter sprint at the World Masters Athletic Championships held in Tampere in Finland. Yeah, it's there. Sorry, that's our question now. Finland. This is Bhagwani Devi. She completed 100 meters in about 24 seconds. Yeah, 94. People don't give up, and that's a good thing, very, very good thing. Okay. So this is the world. See, the World Masters Athletics Championship is for those who are aged, who are 35 and above. Who are 35 and above. Yes. It's always for those who are 35 and above. It's held once every 2 years. It's a biennial event. Biennial event. Yeah. Chess Grandmaster Boris Gelfand won the Blitz tiebreak against Vishwanathan Anand to grab the Leon Masters title. Gelfand is from Israel. He is from Israel. There's hardly anything to discuss here. But who's the world number one in chess? The world number one in chess is Magnus Carlsen. Magnus Carlsen of Norway. Normally, people don't discuss the name of the second guy. It is Ding Liren of China. Ding Liren of China. Next. In which year did the RBI monetize the 25 paise, demonetize the 25 paise coin? Which been more than 10 years. 2011 is the answer. 2011. Yeah. People don't even know 25 paise coin. People don't even use to a 1 rupee coin these days. Repo rates. What is a repo rate? Rate of interest charged on, you could write this, rate of interest charged on short-term loans from RBI, or rate of interest charged by RBI. Rate of interest charged by RBI on short-term loans to commercial banks. I repeat, repo rates are, or repo rate is singular form, is rate of interest charged by the RBI on short-term loans to commercial banks. Okay, of course, it is done to control inflation. I think in the recent class we discussed this. Maybe I'll bring this in a better way in the sometime next week or the next class. Let's see if it works out. So, what are the current what we say policy rates? These are called policy rates. Repo rate. Any idea? I think all of you should be on the top of these numbers. 4.9%. So which means that RBI will charge 4.9% interest from commercial banks. So obviously commercial banks will have to charge more from us. Yeah, which means loans become expensive. When loans become expensive, people don't borrow money. When people don't borrow money, their purchasing power decreases. When their purchasing power decreases, the demand for goods and services decreases, which will also reduce the which would create a situation where there is no demand for goods, where the demand goes down, consequently the prices go down, which means inflation could be controlled. That's why repo rates are a tool to control inflation. Okay, then reverse repo 3.35%. Next, bank rate 5.15%. 5.15%. And those of you who don't know what is reverse repo, you could also write this. Rate of interest charged by commercial banks on short-term loans to the RBI. Rate of interest charged by commercial banks on short-term loans to RBI. Next, bank rate. Rate of interest charged by commercial banks on long-term loans to rate of interest charged by the RBI on long-term loans to commercial banks. Rate of interest charged by the RBI on long-term loans to commercial banks. So repo is short-term loans, usually a period of less than 1 year. Bank credit is for a period of more than 1 year. Usually, that's how it works. Okay. Which of the following is an All India Development Financial Institution (DFI)? SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India. So the primary objective of a DFI is to lend money for capital purposes, working capital purposes, so that industrial activity could take place, business activity could take place. SIDBI is Small Industries Development Bank of India. Small Industries Development Bank of India. Dash. Who is that? Sivasubramaniam S. Sivasubramaniam Raman. S. Sivasubramaniam or SS Raman. Sivasubramaniam Raman. Next, look at ECGC. Export Credit and Export Credit Guarantee Corporation. Export Credit Guarantee Corporation dash provides export credit insurance dash chairperson M. Senthil Nathan. I'll write it here. M. Senthil Nathan. Next, Unit Trust of India. Basically, it's a government mutual fund. Unit Trust of India. India's first government-owned mutual fund. It was started in 1964. So UTI, Imtiazur Rahman. Exim Bank, Export Import Bank of India. Harsha Bangari. Harsha Bangari. Good. You got all 4 names, guys. That's a good thing. That's about it. Have a lot of fun. Thanks for being here. Stay curious.